Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that takes the lead in today's edition for Thursday, 22nd February 2024, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillian Group. ECCB working on bigger and better Dcash 2. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. The pilot project of the digital currency of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Dcash, has ended, informed ECCB Governor Timothy Antwine, who said Dcash version 2 is now being prepared. According to the ECCB Governor, the Dcash pilot experience is now being reviewed with the involvement of stakeholders to make Dcash 2 a better experience for users. Glenn Bart of SKN Newsline reports.
On 16 February 2024, the central bank governor said the digital currency will be transformative for the ECCU region and will be available to everyone for legitimate usage.
Going forward, we want to make sure the user experience is even easier and smoother. We want to make sure that the ecosystem is broader. We want to make sure that the marketing and public education is stronger, particularly at the grassroots level. We want to explore the possibility of offline capability, which is to say if you do not have internet, you could still have the opportunity to use Dcash. So those are some of the things that we are looking for in terms of the request for information and how we could position Dcash to play the role that we want to play. Payment system should work for all except illicit actors. All except illicit actors. It has to work for the man and woman, the fisher folk, the farmer, the small business owner, the creative, and that is still our intent, and that is still our commitment. What we are doing now is to review the lessons. We will be having some further consultations with key stakeholders that have played a part in the pilot and will play a part going forward. And so you should expect us to be reaching out soon with further discussions on our reflections and our lessons as we prepare for the next phase.
Dcash, when fully implemented, will allow persons to pay for services and products using digital currency. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
In the meantime, Glenn Bart again tells us, reporting to news media on the outcome of the 107th meeting of the ECCB Monetary Council, Chairman Camilo Gonzalez, Finance Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, said the fiscal performance of member countries in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union continued to improve.
Speaking at the 16 February press briefing held at the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Minister Gonsalves also disclosed that meetings were held on the sidelines with representatives of the International Monetary Fund who were in the Federation.
On the issue of financial and debt sustainability, fiscal performance improved in 2023 in tandem with the economic recovery, placing the currency union back on the path towards debt sustainability. Given the relative volatility in citizenship by investment revenue, strategic reforms are needed to facilitate a broadening of the regional revenue base. On the issue of growth and competitiveness, the growth outlook remains positive across the board in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, with tourism expected to continue leading the economic recovery throughout 2024 as it did in 2023. Indeed, tourism has rebounded to pre-pandemic levels, with revenues in the first 3 quarters of 2023 surpassing revenues in 2019 over the same period. On the 16th of February, the Council held a meeting with Deputy Managing Director Lee and his team, focused on climate finance, which was held against the backdrop of an increased global focus on climate change issues. Both the central bank and IMF officials agreed that the partnerships with the international financial institutions and other stakeholders are needed to advance climate action, adaptation, and finance at the regional currency union level. The central bank has already made steps towards greening the ECCU financial system, and collaborations with institutions such as the World Bank Group and NDC partnership are bearing fruit to ensure that the right framework policies are in place to facilitate this continuing greening of our economy.
The Council received several reports, some related to BICO, CLICO, and the Eastern Caribbean Asset Management Corporation. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick, in association with our friends at
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
In another item out of St. Kitts and Nevis, Sky News in the United Kingdom is reporting that a Chinese citizen with a St. Kitts and Nevis passport is allegedly involved in a money laundering case in the UK and is currently on the run. Andre Huey of SKN Newsline has more.
The report published on Monday, February 19 on the Sky News website said a former Chinese takeaway worker, Jian Wen, age 42, is on trial for acting as a front person to help launder some of the profits of a £5 billion investment fraud carried out in China by a woman named Zimin Qian between 2014 and 2017. According to the report, Wen told the jury that Qian came to the UK using a false identity, Yadi Zhang, on a St. Kitts and Nevis passport. She fled the UK a day before she was to be interviewed by the police on September 1st, 2020. The report said Qian, which means money in Chinese, fled the UK after police raided the 6-bedroom house the woman rented for more than £17,000 a month near Hampstead Heath in northwest London, the court heard. Officers seized devices from the property as well as a safety deposit box containing digital wallets holding more than 61,000 bitcoins valued at more than £1.4 billion when police gained access in the summer of 2021. Wen is on trial at Southwark Crown Court, where she denies 3 counts of money laundering relating to the 3 cryptocurrency wallets between October 2017 and January 2022. She accepts she was involved in an arrangement dealing with cryptocurrency, but told jurors, "I didn't know her Bitcoin came from whatever the prosecution has accused me of. I had no idea at all." She told jurors she was working in a takeaway in southeast London when she met Zhang, the woman with the St. Kitts Nevis citizenship, after applying to become her butler, believing she was a businesswoman with an international jewelry and antiques firm. At Newstime Monday, SK Newsline was unable to ascertain whether the government of St. Kitts and Nevis is aware of this case, but will continue to investigate the story and provide updates as they become available. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.
The Bahamas' National Security Minister, Monroe, says the Royal Bahamian Police Force is committed to rooting out bad apples. ZNS News gives us the details.
The National Security Minister also sharing that the RBPF is determined to root out bad apples, but just like other organizations like the church, there are always a few. His comments follow an off-duty police officer, his mother, 3 men, and a 22-year-old female being arrested following the shooting of 23-year-old along Exuma and Cordo Avenue around 8 p.m. Sunday. Officers pursued the white Honda Accord along Bahama Boulevard, where they were shot. Police said the off-duty officer got severe lacerations as he tried to scale the wall of a nearby high school but was apprehended. In all, 2 males, 26, a 22-year-old, and a 22-year-old female were arrested. Police say the officer's 41-year-old mother was also arrested after the search of an Imperial Park home led to the discovery of a quantity of ammunition.
The job of the police is to root them out once they are found. I understand the young officer is under arrest. The investigation will proceed, and we have seen over time police officers charged before the courts with offenses as serious as murder. And so the public can rest assured that the police investigate crimes, and where it's appropriate, regardless of who you are, they will put you before the court.
Trinidad and Tobago's Energy Minister Stuart Young has urged oil-producing countries in the region to unite to ensure the Caribbean has a voice to influence the global energy security conversation. TTT's Sune Lala reports from the Guyana Energy Conference in Georgetown.
Energy Minister Stuart Young says developing countries have been putting pressure on CARICOM oil-producing nations about global climate change and its responsibilities. Speaking on day 2 of the Guyana Energy Conference, he said this effectively hampers the region to utilize its natural resources and said he believes a united voice would change this dynamic. Despite the entire Latin America and Caribbean region contributing a small percentage to global emissions, the minister said developed countries have been taking decisions which affect small island developing states to tap into its resources.
Together, the whole of Latin America and the CARICOM region contribute less than 3% of global emissions. But once again, we're on the cusp of certain developed countries taking positions that will affect our utilization of our natural resources, as they place, for example, carbon tax on the products coming from our region.
Minister Young was critical of such wealthy and developed countries, noting that some even started back up coal plants, one of the worst emitters of greenhouse gases during the Russia-Ukraine war.
We were recently flying to Germany, in Europe, and flying across Europe, and all of you all would fly very often into the UK or across Europe. When you look out the window, exactly how much forested area do you see? But again, they're the ones who have utilized their resources, exploited their natural resources, and are now once again putting the pressures on the new economies like Guyana, Suriname, who are still waiting FID to be able to exploit their resources, and even Trinidad and Tobago.
He said it was almost impossible at this point in time to have CARICOM countries to move to renewables.
It is going to cost $14 billion to move Caribbean CARICOM island states to renewables. Put quite simply, that is not realistic.
Mr. Young urged Guyana and Suriname to partner with TNT to ensure CARICOM oil-producing nations are a force to be reckoned with.
I am convinced that if we work together, we change the dynamic, and now it becomes a similar platform that others must come to us to negotiate for, as opposed to us thinking they are doing us a favor.
Sonolala, TTT News, Georgetown, Guyana.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean.
In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.